his wings as he went past the VFR aircraft. They don't quite know what that means. Rocking his wings. Okay. Okay, there is now on the United 93.
Yes.
There is a report of black smoke in the last position I gave you. 15 miles south of Johnstown.
From the airplane or from the ground?
They're speculating it's from the aircraft.
Okay.
It hit the ground. That's
okay.
That's what they're speculating. It's speculation only.
Okay.
When we got there was a plane flying up above, and he was smart. He flew straight for the sun, so you couldn't look at it and see exactly what type of plane or if it was a fighter or what it was. But we caught a glimpse of it, and as he was swinging, he was basically traveling in the same direction as the plane.
So, like I said, about 11:30 that night, the FBI came, wanted to talk to me. They kept asking me how big the plane was. I said the plane, it was small, wasn't much bigger than my van that I saw, and that it went over top of me. And he says, "You don't know what a 757 looks like." And I said, don't be condescending to me. If you don't want to believe me, that's fine. But what I saw, I thought I should report. And you ought to know there was something else in the air at the same time this was going on, and that's when he did seem to get a little nicer. Told me that it was a white Learjet. Someone was taking pictures. I said, before the crash? And he says, well, we got to go.
So I was sitting there talking to another guy, and I was telling about, he said, did you see the plane crash and whatever, was you there or anything? And I told him the whole story. And I was explaining to him about whenever we were standing in the office and the lights flickered and everything, and there was another gentleman sitting in the row in front of me that was retired from the Air Force. And as soon as he heard me say that, he immediately stopped me and he said, tell me this. And I told him, and he says, well, I'm retired from the Air Force. He said, that plane was shot down. And I said, why? And he said, because whenever the lights flickered, they zapped the radar frequency on everything before they shoot. And he said, that's why your lights flickered. Your lights didn't flicker from the impact. Your lights flickered because they zapped the radar system before they shot.
We hit the ground about 16 miles south of
About American 77, that report by the Indianapolis State Police. Do we have any update on that?
Shirley?
I didn't get that from you, did I?
Get that from me. What? 1527 mode 3. We got a track number? 1527 mode 3. We got a track number?
Okay, we got a mode 3 on this United 93.
Yeah, 1527.
How close are you?
1527 mode 3.
Yeah, I'm just writing it down so we don't...
3951 north.
07846 west.
07846 west.
One at Virgin Point.
This is the guy with the bomb on board.
Got it.
I just got off with the phone with the colonel detective. He has one E3 that was on its way out here that he understood that they got a call with us, Century 40.
Toledo was... Look for him. Okay, I need a track number. Okay. Hey, Ian. Weapon? Okay, apparently we got United 993 will be airborne bomb on board somewhere near Pittsburgh. Mode 3, 1527. Any weapons? We don't know. We'll press with that.
We have anybody committed on the aircraft with the bomb on it?
We're getting to it. We don't know where it is. We're getting track on it. Just pass that to weapons. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
United what?
United 93, mode 3, 1527. Negative mode clearance 3, to shoot. Jamie. 1527, Brian. God damn it. Foxy.
I'm not really worried about code words.
Fuck the code words. That's perishable information. Negative clearance to fire. ID type tail.
Hey, let your guys know also the White House.
I also want to give you heads up, Washington.
Go ahead.
United 9-3. Have you got information on that yet?
Yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yes.
When did he land? Because we have confirmation.
He did not land.
Oh, he's down?
Yeah,
Down?
somewhere up northeast of Camp David.
Northeast of Camp David.
That's the last report. They don't know exactly where.
You need to read this. Region Commander has declared that we can shoot down tracks that do not respond to our direction. I'll pass that to weapons. Okay. The Region Commander has declared that we can shoot down aircraft that do not respond to our direction. Copy that?
Copy that, sir.
So if you're trying to divert somebody and he won't divert,
Heo's saying no.
no? Came over the chat. Fox, you got a conflict on that? You got a conflict on that direction?
Right now, no, but...
Okay. Okay. You read that from the Vice President, right? Vice President has cleared.
Vice President has cleared us to intercept tracks.
You know what they
Of interest, shoot them down if they do not respond first on RCC.
Don't be confident.
Susan witnessed an aircraft not only inconsistent with altitude as we have seen, but on a completely different path. Any others? Matter of fact, there is, at Indian Lake. According to the Pittsburgh Tribune dated September 12, 2001, Jim Stott was fishing at the Indian Lake Marina about 3 miles from the crash site when he looked up and saw the plane overhead. I heard the engine whine and scream. He then heard an explosion and saw a fireball. Val took her infamous picture End of Serenity from her house near Indian Lake. Val heard the aircraft roar over Indian Lake 3 miles east of where it would crash. Many witnesses all conflict with the government story. Let's take a closer look at Val's picture. Some have argued this picture may be fake. We disagree. We feel Val is genuine in her statements as corroborated by Jim Stott and her photograph. However, is this photograph consistent with a plane crash? Air France Flight 296, the first crash by a fly-by-wire aircraft. Many controversies surround this accident. One claim is that the flight data recorder was switched, concluding pilot error and squash any notion the new fly-by-wire technology may have something to do with the accident. Large plumes of lasting thick black smoke follows the crash.
Qu'est-ce qu'il dit?
Another crashed vertically into the ground. Large plumes of thick black smoke.
I cannot believe it. It's all over.
June 24th, 1994, Fairchild Air Force Base. A B-52 crashes during a training flight. Large plumes of lasting thick black smoke. September 11, 2001, New York City. 2 aircraft crashed into the World Trade Center, large plumes of lasting, thick black smoke. The reason for the large plumes of thick black smoke is due to jet fuel. End of Serenity ends in a puff of light gray smoke. The only smoke at the scene in Shanksville is thin white smoke. The dry straw-like grass adjacent to the hole in the ground is not even burnt. According to the government story Northern Approach, one would expect the wreckage and fireball to take out trees and foliage in the direction of flight. However, this is not the case. The blast pattern does not match the flight path. Inside the tree line, which did experience a type of blast, nothing seems to be burnt. Nothing on fire. The branches ripped from the trees laying on the ground are still green. Matter of fact, nothing appears to be burnt from the supposed 1,000 pounds of jet fuel. The forest appears shattered, not burnt. 757, which reportedly crashed here, was carrying thousands of pounds of jet fuel.
And there's a very strong odor of the scorched earth. The only way I can describe it. It doesn't smell like jet fuel. It smells like... Kendall, how do you describe it?
It's burned earth.
Burned earth. It smells like burned earth.
The EPA tested 5,000 to 6,000 cubic yards of soil and 3 ground wells around the crater. No jet fuel contamination has been discovered. Where is all that jet fuel? Some may argue the air crashes shown were different than the characteristics of United 93 impact. Let's examine similar crashes. These are animations provided by the NTSB of other aircraft crashes and similar dives. We will compare the wreckage observed after each impact. Many of the impact comparisons have produced more vertical energy than the reported United 93 impact. Wreckage of US Air 427, many recognizable pieces. The reported impact of United 93 does not produce wreckage similar to the other aircraft accidents of the same nature.
The impact crater was very shallow, but actually the airplane had gone in almost 40 feet, and then the dirt collapsed in on top of it.
Greg thinks the simple approach to science may convince them. Getting them to use flour and stones could prove to them how a plane can disappear completely.
This one is actually where the rock went in, it displaced the flour out,